Hello, everyone. Let's get started. Please download Laboratory 11, working with files from Blackboard. And today we're going to learn how to write codes to work with files. As usual, first of all, you need to run the first cell to identify your hostname, username, and the current information. Please input your full name, our number, and the title and date. Okay. The files have been have a server connection error. I'm sorry. I think because when you click Jupyter Lab, it will open the local, as you see here. The website is it's not a website. Actually, it's a local host. So I'm not sure what's wrong with you. What's wrong with your Anaconda? I suggest maybe you can restart the Anaconda. Still works. Oh, it's weird, but yeah, I think if you cannot open Jupyter Lab, you can use the Jupyter Notebook instead. Sure. Yeah. I think they are similar, but yeah. So you can use the Jupyter Notebook. Because there are several bugs I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Then I suggest you to use the Jupyter Notebook. Okay. Here is about the files, background of files, but I think you heard learn it from the lectures from our professor, right? So I want to mention the different file types here. As you see, we usually use the text files and binary files, right? The text files are regular files that contain information readable by users. So actually, they are designed for you, for me, for other researchers or users, right? The information is stored in ASCII2. ASCII2 is a technique, it's a coding technique, how to use the code to represent all the words, all the characters in the world, right? And binaries are not. They are also regular files, but they contain the information readable by the computer, not by human beings, right? Binary files may be executable files that instruct the structures to accomplish a job, right? And yeah, and the last one is about the directory files. They may contain information the system needs to access all types of the files, but they don't contain the actual file data. Actually, if you want to search or access the files, you need to use the directory files, all right? But in our lab classes or the Python programming, we will not use the directory files. So we'll only care about the first two types, the text files and the binary files, all right? And today we will need to learn the file manipulations. Okay, so first, before we do the manipulation, we need to have one file, right? So here is about how to use the Python codes to create a file. Let's see what this example. Below is the example of creating a file that does not yet exist. Okay, and the first is about import the system. It's about how to import the system. Yeah, so here in system, and then you can use the bash command for different operating system. For example, if you want to first of all, suppose you have already had a file named my first file text, you can use this way to delete it first, because we need to make sure we have the same information for this text file. All right. If you are using Windows operating system, you need to use this way. All right. And please make sure to delete the comments after the bash command. Okay. If you are using a Windows, and if you're using a Mac operating system, you need to use this line to delete, remove dash forcibly remove the text file. And if you are using a Windows system, you need to use this way, delete. All right. So for example, here, and the last one is about how to. Okay, yeah. I think most of you don't have the this file for now, because even though you have files, you don't have a file named my first file text, right? We run this out just to make sure you don't have this file for now. And the last one here is about pwd. It means the print working directory. WD means working directory. It's at least the name of working directory. So here you will know the working directory you are on.
Series X, which is the headquarters of the series.
So it's about for me, it's in the user, my name and desktop, and this TA folder, and then week 5 here. You can also click the folder icon and see the see your location. Okay. And next, you can create a file. For instance, here is first you need to define a variable, right? In most cases, you need to define a variable first. A variable named the external file, and then use the open function, open, and then my first file text, and W means the option. So here means you need to use open function to create a connection to a file. And then the second argument, the first argument would be the file name. All right, file name. And second argument would be the different options you want to do the manipulation. In this example is a write, right? W means write. If this file doesn't exist, it will create a new file for you, and its name is my first file. Okay, first file.txt. It's about the first line. Okay, so it will create a new connection to this file, and with write operation. And second one is about my message. Is you define another variable. It's a string variable, right? And then it is the message in a bottle. And after that, you can use external dot write and my message. Please make sure here is the write operation. Then you can write something. If it is other operations, for example, read operations, you cannot write something. Okay, so please make sure you have the correct options here is and then after that is write. RM is not recognized. So first you need to make sure you are using the correct operating system. So if your operating system is Windows, you cannot run this cell, you cannot run this line. You need to comment it out. All right, and then run this line. And please make sure no comments in this line. Okay. Please try again. Okay, I think you are using a Windows system. Okay. And the next one here is about continue. You can write something into this file, write the content into a file, and then close the connection. Please make sure if you have already done all the operations, please make sure to close the connection. If you forgot to close the connection, perhaps you will write some wrong information into a file, or you can import some wrong information into a computer, and it's very, very dangerous. Okay, so please make sure to close the connection. And write, you see no output, right? But you see here is a number. It means it is finished, but no output. So let's check out the folder again. So if you cannot see a new file, please use refresh, and then you will see a file you just created. The name is my first file.txt. and you can double click and check out the contents. It's a message in a bottle. It's just you print out, right? So it's a new way, right? You didn't use the operating system, use the right click, create, or some other ways. You just you use your Python codes to create a new file and print some contents into your file, right? And then if you can still use some other ways to print out the contents of your file. For instance, you can use other bash command. Bash is the language of your operating system. Okay, so for Windows, you can use this way, and for Mac operating system, you can use this way. Cat, okay, cat command is used to print the contents. In Windows, use a tab. All right. For me, I'm using a Mac operating system, so I choose the second one, right? Message in a bottle. Here is something different. So if you are using Windows, you need to delete the comments. All right, and just run the comment. Just run the command, not the comments. Okay. If you have some comments, maybe you have some errors. All right. So it's a way to how to use the code, to read the contents of a file. So any questions so far? So what is your error? You need to tell me what kind of error you have. Then I will tell you how to solve the problem.
Oh, it pretty much says well, it says message in a bottle, so it prints this one out, but after this it says an error, my first file .txt, and then space, and then the system cannot find the file specified. Error occurred while processing. It's Windows.
It's Windows. Let me check the chat box. Can you copy the errors? Can you copy the errors and paste it in the chat box?
I did.
There's an error on Windows with the comments. Make sure. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's correct. Please make sure you don't have this cannot find a. Yeah. So you need to delete. You need to delete the comments and try again. Okay. I think that will work. Yeah. That's for Windows. For Mac, because they are using different ways to, for instance, in the bash command, they will consider the star hash key as some part of your codes. Okay, but in some other things like the Mac operating system, they will consider it's just the comments and ignore that. But for Windows, they will consider that's code, so it will perform the codes. Yeah. So and they are not correct codes, so that's why you have this error. So please make sure not comments or not have the comments as the same line as the yeah. So thank you, Mil. Yeah. Oh, let's continue. It's about how to use the command to print out the contents. Next one is how to use the Python codes to read something from your existing file. You can use this way. First, you need to create the connections, right? Create a connection to the file, but set as a R option. It's an R, not W, right? It means a read option, but in this way, file must exist. So please make sure you have this file, and after that, you use the read function, right? This connection dot read function and read the contents, and after that, close the file connection. Okay, close the file connection and print out. Let's try it and see. Message in a bottle. Okay, so it works. It's about how to use Python codes to read the contents from an existing file. In this way, you need to make sure that the file must exist. Okay, and the next one is about how to update a file. So different examples are using different options. So the first one is about how to create or how to read something. You need to use W, and how to read from an existing file, you need to use R, and here how to update a file, you need to use A, means append, right? So continues the same file, but we want to add some contents without destroying existing contents. We need to add something at the end of your file. Then you need to use append, right? Before, when we learned the list, we used append, right? If you remember the list, right? After we define some list, we can use the append, example 13, and then print list A. So here is you add the 13 to the end of the list. Okay, so it's similar when you do the operations with a file, right? First, you need to create a connection, this file, and then A set to append A option, right? A set to A, not W, not read, not R. And next one is add as a new line character and set a new string and write what to add at the string, including the line fade. Okay, and then after that, add the string including the line fade. Okay, so here is you add a new line, add a new string, new line, new string, right? So please make sure to have the connection and then dot write. When you use W and A, you can use this write function to add something into your file. Okay, and next one here is about how to print some lists. Okay, you define some list. For example, here there are 5 elements in the list, and you can use this way to write the list with the colon as the separate ways. And after that, and here is the similar one, but use a different way to write the list. We use a comma to link them together. That's right. And you see it's finished, but there's no output, right? Because you just updated the file, but you didn't use the file. So next one here, please make sure to delete them if you are using Windows. And then for Mac, you can print out and see it's the original information, and then a new line, right? A new line here, and then new line beginning from I like rock and roll here. And then after that, another new line. And then it is about the a list of numbers. So here is about the map and the IPR function. I will introduce you here. What is a map function? So you just need to know it's a new way to write the list. If you set it as a colon, then it's linked by the colon, right? 1 colon second element. And the second way is about how to use the comma, then comma 1, comma and 2 until 5, right? So it's different way to update your file. All right. And here is the discussion how to write numbers. So you can use the map function. The map function is you can apply this function to every element of the iterable and return the list of the results. So it means the second argument would be an iterable. So it would be a list, could be a tuple or a dictionary, right? But it cannot be only one number. If you have only one number, it will tell you it's wrong, right? So that's why here it's a list name, right? It's a list name. And then the first one, IPR object is just a return a literal string containing the representation of an object. It means it will just print out something, just print out the string, or just print out every element. Okay, so here means you just want to print out every element, but use the colon to join them, okay? It's a little bit hard, but I'm pretty sure you will not use it in your exams. Yeah, but if you are interested, you can learn how to use it. Yeah, it's very interesting, but because it's an easy way, to print all the lists, right? Before, when we need to print out the string, not string, print out a list, we need to use a for loop or while loop. We need to use a loop to print out every element, right? But in this way, you can just use the map function to print out all the list. Okay, it's about this one. And any questions? Okay, next one is about the last one is how to delete a file. Delete can be done by the system call, or you can also use a Jupyter Lab. Okay, so for instance, you can use the OS means operating system. You can os.remove function. You can then it is a Python code, and then and you can also use a command, bash command system, and then delete something. Actually, we have already done that for the first example, right? It's about how to delete something, how to delete your file. So let's do that again. And this in this example, we use the try and except structure, right? Because the file must exist, or it will generate an exception and show you some errors, and we stop here. So you need to make sure your program will finish. Then you need to make sure you use the try except function, okay? Try except the structure, and here for file to kill, and then remove the kill. So if you don't have this file, then it will print out, it will perform the except statement. But here we pass, so it means we don't want to do anything. If we don't have these files, we don't bother to delete it, right? So that's why here we just pass and print out missing deleted, right? So right, and it will show my first file dot text missing or deleted. Okay, so it's the second way, and the second way is about the delete fallback. So you can write, and then it's nothing because you have already deleted, right? But if you are using Windows, you can use this way. No comments, please make sure no comments. But yeah, for me, because I'm not using a Windows system, so you see, I don't have this comment. I don't have this delete. But if you are using Windows, you can use this way. But you can only choose either of them, because if you run this cell, you have already deleted this file. So if you delete it again, perhaps you will have some errors. It will show your system cannot find your file. Okay, but it doesn't matter. So you can run either of them. Yeah, it's about how to delete something. And let's recall here into this class, we learned how to work with files. The first one is about how to create a file. You can use the write function, right? Write option, and then how to read it. Use R, right? And how to append something, you need to use A option, and how to delete it, you can use the operating system .remove something, right? And please make sure this file is in the same folder with your programming file. For instance, lab 11 is in the week 5 folder. So please make sure you have the same text file in the same folder. Okay. Actually, you can use the path to find other ways, find a different location to delete them. But it's more complicated. But in today's class, we only need to know how to delete some files in the same folder. Okay, all right. And some documents you can read and exercise today. So today is a little bit different. before you only need to submit the PDF files, but today you need to submit the notebook file and the text you generate and then PDF file. We should keep the, yeah, you can keep it there, yeah, sure. Yeah, today's exercise is first you need to create a text file and name it my favorite quotation, and then write your favorite quotations in the file, and then read the file, and then add this string to a new line. And something I wish I had. Please make sure it is a new line, okay? And show the final outcome. And actually, I have already finished the first 3 items for you. You can learn from it. First one, this block of the code it used to solve the first two items, right? Use W to create a file, and then you need to replace here, okay? Because it's you need to input something. You need to input your favorite quotations here, and then write into this file, okay? So this block of quotations is used to solve the first 2 items, and then you read it again. So this block of code is used to represent how to read this file. And after that, you need to add this string to a new line, okay? This block is added to a new line. And please make sure to use, I'll give you more hint, to use a command line, not the command line, to use A options, okay? To append something, and to make sure it's a new line, okay? And after that, read the file for the last time. So you need to read it again and print out again, all right? So yeah, here you need to add two more blocks of code, and here please input your favorite quotations, okay? So that's about the exercise, and please make sure to submit your notebook file, text file, and PDF file, okay? Yeah, so that's all I want to share today. And if you don't have any other questions, please feel free to leave the meeting, and see you on Wednesday, okay? Have a nice day. And if you have questions, you can stay here and we can discuss your questions.
I have one question for the grading for lab 10. Is it okay if I ask you right now?
Sure.
Yeah, it just for lab 10 I got an 80 out of 100. Like it was one day after the deadline, so like -10%, but I was just wondering why it's like 80 instead of 90. So like what's
do you mind sharing your screen? Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And check your
I'll
labs.
do that. No, it just I just don't would like to know like which part is. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. So just yeah. Okay. So which part do you want to see?
First I need to check the exercise. Let me check your exercise.
Oh, the exercise. Okay.
Yeah.
At the bottom. Is this one? Is it this one?
Yeah, I think it seems correct. Let me wait a moment. Let me
Okay.
check from my side. Wait a minute, please. Let me check. Okay, it's because you are late. You're late.
Right, but is it yeah, but isn't like late file minus 10%? Because I got like I got 80 instead of 90. That's what I want to know.
So what do you mean?
Because like for the late submission is minus 10% per day, but my grade is minus 20.
Oh, let me check. The due date is 2000. Oh yeah, let me check. It's oh, so you're only late by 1 day. Okay, I will
Yeah.
I will add 10%. So it should be
Oh.
90, not 80. Okay, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
will upgrade that again.
Okay. It's just because I forgot to submit it on time. So yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, I just want. Okay.
Yeah, so for now you can check it again. I think I already
Mhm.
so you can refresh. You can refresh it.
Yeah, it's good. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Step.
Any other questions?
Really. Thank you for that.